here with another video review. Today we are continuing the Combiner Wars trend and doing the first limb of Menasor that I own, Decepticon Dragstrip. Now I was really excited to get this guy because none of the other limbs are really out in stores yet, because this guy came out in Wave 1 because basically they wanted to break up Wave 1 and Wave 2 because originally they were going to have a wave of all Decepticons and then a wave of all Autobots. Or the other way around, a wave of all Autobots and then a wave of all Decepticons. So to break it up, they took one Decepticon from Wave 2 with Menasor and put him as a limb with Superion, who came out first. So this is basically a preview of what we're going to get with the other characters to me. So starting off and taking the figure, his dagger, and his fist off to the side, let's take a look at the package itself. Starting off, you see, it's kind of messed up. I had trouble getting the actual packaging off of the card. You can see it's black around the edges, kind of, instead of the white that came with the Age of Extinction line. You got a nice, artistic version of the figure itself, sort of like the IDW comics look. See, it's Combiner Wars. It's part of the Generations Combiner Wars line. And it would say Transformers had I not completely demolished that when separating the packaging from the card. Obviously, it's a card, so there's no side. Now let's take a look at the back. You got a nice picture of the figure itself in both robot mode and vehicle mode. See, it changes in 9 steps. It shows them on Superion, so just ignore that. You see, you got all these aerial bots, and then you have Dragstrip. I'm not a big fan of that. And it even shows them on Superion up here. I don't like that. And they've kind of been dry on their descriptions for Combiner Wars. So let's read his incredibly long bio. Ruthless Decepticon Racer. That's all we have, folks, for the package. I will see you with the figure itself and his accessories. Here we have the figure itself out of its packaging. So starting off with his accessories, here you have his little dagger. It's supposed to be a sword or a gun, but I say it's a dagger because when you have it in his hand, it's not really a sword size comparison. You can see it's only about the size of his forearm. See that right there? But yeah, he can hold it like I just showed. That's pretty much it. He can hold it like a gun, sort of like this. I don't display him like that because that's just stupid. I mean, holding a dagger like a gun, who does he think he is? Now here's a fist because I usually have him be like his G1 self, him being a right arm. So here you have the right hand and thumb configuration for that. But really utilizing the Scramble City feature here, instead of having separate arms or fists and feet, you actually take the fist, and if you want it to be the other fist, you take it like this, and you rotate the thumb around, and you get the other fist. But also, you can take the thumb, rotate it to the middle, and fold this entire section out, and then fold these fingers in, and now you have it as a foot. Really utilizing that Scramble City type thing. So I guess before I show his arm mode, I'll show his foot mode. So I'll just keep it in there, that mode, in the time to come, and get these accessories out of the way now that I've shown them. So taking a look at the figure itself, some people have complained about the way the face sculpt is. I think they were really just trying to get more detail than was necessary on it, by adding a bunch of lines and the way his visor bleeds down. I actually kind of like the way his visor bleeds down. But yeah, there's a lot of kind of line detail on it. I'm actually kind of a fan of that, but that's just me. If you're not, that sounds like it's your problem. But for his articulation, you got a ball joint here at the shoulder, a nice range of motion there. Looks like a friction joint here as part of the transformation. He rotates at the upper bicep on a swivel joint. he's got a pin joint at the elbow. And as part of the transformation, he has a pin joint wrist rotation, I guess. Get it going like that, I don't know, like this. That's pretty much it for his wrist articulation. Doesn't rotate. His head is on a ball joint, actually. So it can go up and down very little. I think he can kind of bobble. Yeah, he can kind of tilt his head. Then you tilt it the other way. But his head rotates side to side. And that's pretty much it for the head. Coming here to the leg. He's on a ball joint here at the hip. He has a swivel joint here for a thigh rotation. A pin joint here for a knee swivel. And that's it for his leg articulation. Nothing in the foot. So that's pretty much it for his articulation. So getting him stood up again. He's sort of back heavy because he's got that on his back. But I'm not really too mad at that. So for his transformation, what you're going to want to do is kind of take him, straighten out his arms so they're completely straight. And fold the fists in. Like so. Do that on both sides. And sort of straighten them out like that for now. Then you're going to take his head, rotate it around, take this and unpeg it from his back, and rotate it like that. And then you can see there are two pegs, one right here and one right here. And those peg into slots. Oh, bump the camera. You didn't see anything. Slots here and here. They're kind of small, but you basically just take it and you click it into place. And you're starting to get his Formula 1 car mode. You take his legs and you're going to rotate it at the waist around. And you get it like that. You're going to peg the legs together. They peg in many places, makes a nice solid connection. And they actually collapse in on themselves. Like this, and peg into the body. And then the arms here sort of swivel back on their friction joint. And the ball joint helps them kind of accordion back. And they slot into place. You can see there's kind of a slot with this barrier and this barrier, where you just kind of slot it in like that. Get it nice and positioned right. And here you have his Formula 1 racer mode. So taking a look at this mode, you can see it rolls pretty good, I guess. I mean, you gotta have it nice and tight if you want it to roll the best. But he's very low to the ground, so you're not gonna get very much rolling with him, much like his G1 counterpart. But it looks really nice in this mode, just for a Formula 1 car. I mean, you got a nice Decepticon logo here in front of the driver's seat. It's got a weird kind of spoiler thing going on. I mean, there's a gap here showing the top of the tire. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't even think there's a real Formula 1 car that looks like this. But I'm a fan of it, because this Generations line really accomplishes what it's going for and updates the original Dragstrip. So for his next transformation, utilizing the Scramble City, you can turn him into a leg, even though he's supposed to be an arm. So you're going to fold this forward after untabbing it, take his head, pull it out of there and rotate it. And you're going to take this section, rotate it around, and sort of push it back so this hole here tabs in with this post, like so. And you're going to fold his head back into that cavity. You're going to get your, again, you didn't see anything. You're going to take his foot and peg it into the hole on the bottom of him now. And that is the official leg transformation for him. You know, nice like that. And when I come back, I will show you how that connects to Menasor. So here we have the Motormaster Menasor main torso. And so I also just realized that I forgot. You also take this and you kind of just fold it up. It's on a nice tight ratchet for a very stable mode. And you just take that and you kind of just push it in to this section. And that's pretty much it. So I guess now I'm going to have to angle up and show you just how massive this thing becomes. I mean, it kind of gives him a really long leg. I gotta move my entire, tripod back just so I can show you how massive this thing is. So, you can't even still see it, but you start to see how huge this thing is. I think the leg looks a bit long, but it'll probably even out once we have the rest of the limbs. But yeah, that's his leg mode. So now I'm moving my tripod all the way back to where it was. Oh, you see nothing? You see nothing. You see nothing. Alright, so I guess I gotta get Motormaster off to the side now. Bye-bye. Alright, so here we have his leg mode back. Man, I really had to fuss around to get the full look on that guy. Anyways. So yeah, that's his leg mode. Now for his arm mode, you take this, you unpeg it, put it off to the side for now. You take this, and you unpeg, or you unslot his arms that were just kind of slotted in, like that. You fold this kind of out like this, his connector bit. You take the arm, sort of rotate it up on both sides, and collapse it against his torso, like you did for his vehicle mode. You rotate the arms forward, and rotate them up like that. Then you take his back section, you untab it, you rotate it, and for the official transformation, I think you actually extend it. And then the cool Scramble City part. Since it's hard to get the fingers out, I'm going to use his dagger. Just get in there, apply those fingers out, rotate this around to get his left arm mode, because that's how I like him. Or right arm, actually. God, I always mix up my right and left. One of my many, many bad qualities. No, they're not qualities if they're bad. But anyways, here's his arm mode. So now we have to show his compatibility with Menasor here. So bringing this guy back out, I just kind of chucked him aside, not thinking ahead. Yes, I usually fold these over to cover them. So just fold one back, take it, and peg it in. Or slot it in, whatever verb you want to use. And then again, he's huge. Alright, so sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties with my camera tripod thingy-majigga. Anyways, this is as far back as I can get it right now. Oh, he's fallen. It's kind of unbalanced with only one arm. But you can start to see how massive this guy is going to look. Now, since I don't want, long gorilla arms, you can see they go down to his knees. I usually don't collapse, or I usually collapse the legs. So you just kind of straighten them and collapse them back there. It's not working. Please hold while I figure this out real quick. Alright, so I figured it out, and you can see I just collapsed it, and now his articulation's at the hip. So you can see that. So there's his arm mode. So getting this guy back out of the way, and I just realized I've had many stoppages in this. Just pull his dagger back out. So to finish this review, I'm going to put him back into his Formula 1 car mode, just really quickly. Sort of get it so you can see it. I just got this a couple days ago, so I'm not that good at transforming it really quickly. But there you go. And there's a G1 sort of reference in this, and oh, I dropped his dagger. But if you remember, the G1 toys had pegs, holes on their back, such as this one. And you pegs the gun in. They had guns, and it would sort of come out with like a post, and then it'd be two cannons. Well, if you take his foot, I found there's a hole right here that can peg in here. And you can actually kind of fold this back and get that kind of look. And I really love that. So there's some weapon storage. I guess you could count it as a weapon because it's got guns. And I hear all of the fists and feet have different cannons on them. But so there's a form of weapon storage. And the other weapon storage, you can actually take his sword. And there's holes here. You can peg it in if you want that look. You know, like there's someone coming up on his side. And as he drives by, you can like cut them, I guess. Or you can just have it sort of so when he drives by them, he stabs them instead. So you can get that kind of look. But then again, that destroys the aerodynamics of a Formula 1 car, so why bother? So here we are at the end of the review. As always, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you have any questions or requests on what you want me to review next, leave it in the comments. And for more videos, please subscribe. I'm running low on subscribers. Please. For me. Alright, see you later. And I will see you in the next review.